Okay, great. So everyone, how do you say? Good evening, everyone. Both are Okay, my name is Aman, and as you just heard, today's topic. Right. I just want you to think for a moment. When that noise was going on, did you notice what was happening inside you? Was it? Did it affect you?
Yes.
Right. So here's a universal fact: the environment has an impact on all of us, including on leaders. Right. But when we do leadership development, we have this leader, we have the environment. This environment is affecting the leader, but in leadership development, we tend to focus only on the leader, and we tend not to focus on the environment at all. Now, what that does is the leader doesn't really learn how to read, how to work with, and how to influence the environment, and therefore their impact is reduced, and we have broken leadership development. Right. So why do we do this? We do this because of three reasons. First of all, we subscribe to a mythology-based leadership paradigm. Our ideas about what a great leader is are actually derived from the old mythology epics, where a hero conquered everything. And we don't even understand that mythology properly, because the truth is, no hero ever did it on their own. They had help from the gods, they had help from a mentor, a magician, they had a best friend. Together they made it happen. The second thing is leadership curricula are heavily focused on mechanical models developed by engineers in the 19th century. And they do not refer to the work done by sociologists, psychologists, people who are culture specialists and anthropologists. So people like Mary Parker Follett, David McLeland, people like Robert Sapolsky, Kurt Lewin, their work is not making itself into leadership curriculum. Power structures in an organization and in society, they can either hinder or help transformation. We're not teaching leaders how to read, navigate, obtain, and share power. As a result of that, their effectiveness is compromised. What's the remedy? The remedy is that us, people who sponsor, develop, and facilitate leadership development, we need to first demonstrate courage. We need to demonstrate resourcefulness, thoroughness, savvy. And we need to design leadership curricula that is daring. Because only when we do that, will that create leaders who are courageous, ethical, and transformative. And only when that happens will we find future fit organizations. I got 3 tips for you, given that there's only 5 minutes. So they are: first, abandon the myth-based leadership paradigm completely. Replace it with a science-based collaborative model of leadership, the one that Peter Senge put forward decades ago. If you're familiar with Senge's work, you'll remember that his definition of leadership is it's the capacity of a human community to shape its future, not an individual, a community. If you look at anything big and transformative that has happened, and there's many examples, but today just look at the Carnation Revolution that took place in Portugal. It did not happen because of 2 or 3 leaders. In every city, in every street, in every community, there were leaders who were organizing, pamphleteering, and putting carnations into gun barrels and tank barrels. It was a groundswell. That's how transformation happens. But when we do leadership development, we focus entirely on top management or high potential. We don't focus here, and we don't do it year-round. Right? So we're not developing leadership, we're developing a few leaders. All right. Next, go beyond managerial approaches. You've got to get out of managerialism, where we're looking only at metric. We've got to draw on sociology, social psychology, and anthropology, because leadership is a social act. Unless leaders understand how society works, they can't change it. Finally, switch out 19th century mechanistic models and all those wonderful 4 quadrants that have been patented by people and sold for 21st century leadership thinkers like Bob Sutton, Jeffrey Pfeffer, researchers. Incorporate their wisdom. When we draw upon this wide array, and your talk, Anita, today is an example of that, when you can draw from clowning and compassion and anime, and you can expose leaders to a much wider field of wisdom that they're currently being given, then you may actually move from leaders who are merely competent to great leaders. My invitation to you, to us as practitioners of leadership development is choose courage over compliance. Thank you very much.